What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, back with another review for you guys, and this time it's a Patreon request review. Haven't done one of these in a long time. I do apologize for that. I know I have a few other Patreon review requests to get to as well, which I will hopefully get to shortly following this one. So again, I do apologize for the delay now that the channel's kind of calmed down a little bit, not getting so much in right now and everything to unbox and show you guys and everything like that. The pickups are kind of slowing down, as you guys that follow the channel know. You know, I'm trying to save as much money as possible right now. So I figured now is the best time to try to dive into these Patreon requests. So with that being said, thank you for those who are part of the patron thing. I don't know how else to say it, but anyways, yeah, so today we have Repossessed. This is a request from Patreon supporter Bill Dowd, who also sent this to me and put the request in there to review it when I got it. And again, I'm just now getting to it, so I do apologize. I know it's been a while, but thank you again, man, for sending this to me. Really appreciate it. He knows I'm a huge fan of Leslie Nielsen. Probably knows that I really enjoyed Savage Streets and The Exorcist, you know, so I'm a huge Linda Blair fan as well. Well, not necessarily a huge Linda Blair fan, but I am a fan of her older films and stuff. But yeah, it's a 1990 horror spoof comedy, kind of in the vein of like a Scary Movie. This one I didn't know anything about going into. I don't think I've ever even heard of this one. Again, he's been a patron for quite some time, so he kind of knows my taste a little bit by now and everything. So he figured I would enjoy this one, and definitely wasn't wrong. So yeah, let's dive into a little bit about this. First off, this is directed by Bob Logan, who is a director I'm not really too familiar with. The only things that really came up that he's worked on that I really knew of is like he directed Meatballs 4. His only other director credit that I was really familiar with, very short credits on directing, but he's like editor, writer, stuff like that, and other things like the Dennis the Menace TV show, Dennis 2 Menace, yeah, and the Ghostbusters TV series he was involved with as well. But as far as directing, it's just a very short amount of credits. So, of course, again, stars Linda Blair. Of course, we all know from The Exorcist, Savage Streets, things like that. Hell Night, you know, which I love Savage Streets. I love Hell Night, again. Probably knowing that and knowing I was a fan. And, of course, Leslie Nielsen, we all know from, like, Airplane, the Naked Gun movies, the Police Squad TV show, things like that. Of course, before the comedic fame, did more serious roles and was in a lot of great films before going the comedic route. And you also have Anthony Stark in here, plays the young priest who's Father Luke. He was in like Return of the Killer Tomatoes, License to Kill, the 007 movie, and TV shows like Prison Break, you know, so definitely a pretty good career on his part as well. And then you have Ned Beatty in here, who plays Ernest Weller, along with his wife, Fannie Ray Weller, who are like these TV evangelists, who are like just complete frauds, fakes, you know, they're not too keen on the religion and everything. They just, you know, do a lot of pretending and, you know, try to trick everyone. But, you know, again, played by Ned Beatty, very well-known actor, been in like Deliverance, Superman 1 and 2. I believe he played like Otis in both of those. And, you know, funny enough, he was in The Exorcist 2, which this movie is mainly a parody of The Exorcist. As you can tell by, you know, the cover of it and, you know, being called Repossessed. So, what is this movie about? What is the storyline to this? I mean, obviously, again, like I said, it's a spoof. A lot of things don't hold up too well. A lot of the jokes I didn't even understand. And this felt like it was older than 90. It felt like it was an 80s movie. I mean, 90s, like right there at the line, but it felt like mid 80s. I don't know. So a lot of the jokes kind of fell flat for me. I did, chuckle quite a few times as well, especially, just some of the things Leslie Nielsen would say. But overall, still, I enjoyed it. So it's basically, you start out kind of like The Exorcist, and he's doing Leslie Nielsen's character, being Father May I, is doing an exorcism on a young girl, and it fast forwards after that, after it's done, and it kind of drags on to trying really hard at the beginning as well for comedic moments with like falling down the stairs, doing things like that, and just pushing really hard for the laughs. And a lot of those fell really flat to me. I just haven't really been a big fan of like people falling down. Isn't like something I find that funny. I don't know. But anyways, it fast forwards to the present time of 1990 as her as an adult. Again, Linda Blair's character is Nancy Aglet, who is a mother and things like that nowadays. And she starts getting this coming back to her after an episode with the television set. Yes, I'll say television set because we're talking like old school. She's trying to change the dial on the TV like you had to do back in the old days. For those that don't know, back when I was a kid, if you were lucky enough to have a remote, that was awesome. But usually you didn't have a remote. You had to actually get up off your lazy ass and go to the TV and turn this big knob and change the channel to one of the other 3 or 4 channels that you had at the time. So you millennials and shit, you guys are fucking lucky. All right, you can change the channel with just talking to the remote or talking to the whatever device you have hooked up in your home. So take advantage of that shit. Anyway, so she gets this signal transferred to her, and it's Satan entering her body again, and trying to reclaim its home that it had years ago. And so she's trying to figure out, what's wrong with her. She doesn't know what's going on. She's like puking on her husband. She's doing all this stuff. And she's, talking in this other voice. I will say, too, the makeup effects are absolutely atrocious in this. It doesn't look realistic at all. You could see, like, stuff just coming off of her face. But this is a pretty much, like, no-budget movie here as far as the effects and everything. So eventually we get Father Luke's character comes into the picture. He's not really too sure about what he's doing and everything. He doesn't know how to perform exorcisms, things like that. And he wants to get a hold of Father May I, Leslie Nielsen's character. And this is all kind of told to in like a story that Leslie Nielsen's character is telling to this classroom. I'm not really sure what this class is, but he's going over this classroom full of young people and telling them this story at the same time. So he's trying to get a hold of him to help him and things like that. Of course, he's saying that he's too old, his heart can't take it, all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of references with Father Luke's character as well. There's a scene where they, do like a Star Wars jokes, which at the time was pretty relevant, is relevant now as well, because Star Wars has been around forever and it's not really going anywhere anytime soon. So, stuff like that still holds up pretty well. There's a point where Father May I's character, and this is probably my favorite part of the movie, is he goes to try to get his physical self in shape as well and hits up the gym. And there's a gay guy at the gym, and there's some lines between them two that are pretty funny. And again, probably my favorite part of this whole movie is the gym sequence. There's also a part where he's Father May-Eye's watching this woman work out with the thing. I don't even know what gym equipment's called, but and her chest is expanding and going back in and expanding, and then it eventually leads to something. I'm not going to say what, because I feel like a lot of people have not seen this movie, so I'm trying not to spoil as much as possible. But again, probably my favorite sequence. And then towards the end, you get the character of Ernest Weller and his wife, and their show. I forget what the show's even called. It's the Ernest and Fanny, whatever. I don't even remember. But you get to where they're trying to do the exorcism on her live, and of course, she is all the devil that's inside of her now is all about it, because the devil wants this big audience and everything, and Father May-Eye knows that this is a bad idea, and so does Father Luke, you know. And during this time too, you also have former wrestler Jesse Ventura, kind of going over what's going on, kind of announcing everything that's happening between her and the two priests. And some of what they were saying was kind of funny. Some of it, again, was falling kind of flat. I feel like towards the beginning and at the end of this movie, they were trying really hard for the laughs, really hard for the jokes. And at the time, a lot more of them would have worked. But as time goes on, especially if you guys are younger than me, by like 10 years or more, you're not going to really get any of them. This is definitely something you had to more grow up with, and the kind of jokes that they use, you had to kind of be around at that time when that stuff was relevant. But I still enjoyed it for what it was, and to see them two in this movie as well was pretty cool. And you get some musical number going on, because you come to find out the devil hates rock and roll, and it's the devil's one fucking weakness. And so there's a good music number I actually enjoyed, and you get Leslie Nielsen's character, Father May-Eye, wearing different get-ups, dressed as like Michael Jackson, and dresses in this leather get-up of like a rock leathery fashion, and I enjoyed that part quite a bit as well. But, I mean, this is nothing to really write home about, but it's definitely something I feel like if you're a horror fan, especially if you really enjoy The Exorcist, which is still one of my all-time favorite horror films. Again, Leslie Nielsen, I just absolutely love everything that he's in. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. If you guys enjoy horror spoofs, I definitely found it better than like Pandemonium and things like that. Like, that movie just absolutely did not work for me whatsoever. But this one definitely had a lot more elements in it that I really enjoyed. And my only complaint is this is all you can get. There's no Blu-ray of this. You can get this version or a version without the Lost Classic Collection, but it's still the same DVD. Or this comes in a 4-pack, I think, with like Slaughter High, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. I forget what the other movie is. I'll try to put it up here for you guys. But that definitely sounds like the way to go, is get the 4-pack, because I don't think the quality is going to be any worse. This is in the 1:33 aspect ratio as well, so it doesn't fill your screen. And it's not been cleaned up very good or anything like that. It definitely seems like something Vinegar Syndrome, or I don't think Scream Factory, Shout Factory would take it, but I think Vinegar Syndrome would, or I don't know if Arrow would, but somebody, one of those boutique labels, could definitely do this movie some justice. Like I said, it's definitely better than Pandemonium in the terms of these kind of films. And put a nice thick slipcover on it like Vinegar Syndrome does, with some newly commissioned artwork. You can make it really badass, and definitely get some features on there, because this is a pretty bare bones release. There's not much in the way of features. You get a trivia track, theatrical trailer, and that's it. That's all you get on here. I'm sure there's some interviews to be had, some archival interviews and things like that. I mean, obviously you can't get an interview with Leslie Nielsen anymore, and I don't think Linda Blair would do it either. But you could definitely find some archival making of footage or interviews or something like that, or other people talking about the movie. You know, get Stephen Thrower talking about it. I'd be good with even just a commentary track from a couple of people in the industry or something. But again, nothing fancy on this edition. This one and that 4-pack both run about the same price. So if you don't own any of those other movies on that 4-pack, then that's definitely the way to go. I myself, I'm just not a fan of collections like that. I prefer my disc individual if possible. But something like this, I don't think it's really going to hurt anything. Yeah, it's again definitely one to check out. I enjoyed watching it the whole time I was watching it. Again, I didn't laugh at everything that was supposed to be funny, but I still liked watching it. Again, especially that gym sequence, I definitely laughed the hardest during that. I just enjoyed seeing these characters together. I think it's really cool that Linda Blair even agreed to do this with, as much torture and everything as she says she went through while filming The Exorcist and everything, and her not even wanting to really talk about that movie at conventions and stuff. From my personal experience, it just seems like something that she wouldn't do, and I'm just surprised. And with having them in there and Ned Beatty and everybody else involved with this, I can't believe it doesn't have a proper good release. I mean, just those names alone should sell this. Even if the movie shit, to other people, even if a lot of people don't like this movie, there's definitely a lot worse movies being put out by these boutique labels. So, anyways, damn. Talking too much. See, I'm a little rusty on these videos. Haven't been pumping them out like I used to, so I'm talking and my everything's getting dried up real quick. So anyway, guys, gonna keep this short and sweet. Again, I'll try to keep my reviews shorter than I used to. I feel like 45 minutes or longer is just like way too long to talk about a movie. So, yeah, pretty cool, pretty entertaining. Definitely one to check out. I'm not exactly sure, now that I come to think of it, if it was her at the beginning. It doesn't actually show the person. I'm just going with that, but it could be someone else he did an exorcism on, so I do apologize if I got that wrong. My memory's just not what it used to be, so I do apologize if I screw some things up here and there, but yeah, I don't have much else, guys. Again, I'll try to get to some other patron requests. I know there's one out there for Phantasm, the first one, and Buffalo 66. There's another one as well. I had another one from a former patron, so I may or may still not do that, even though that person is no longer, I'll say, with the channel. But yeah, again, I apologize for the delay in getting to these. I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm playing with a random pen, because what do you do with them when you talk, Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. As always, guys, peace, love, happiness to all of you. I'll catch you all next time. Later.
Hi there, sailor.
Sailor, he must think this is a naval uniform.